What's up, BB Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Red Randomizer Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we made our way up whatever route was. Basically, we made our way up an ocean route, and got back to Pallet Town, and from there we went back to Viridian. And now we're fighting the 8th gym. Heh, you must be running out of steam by now. I literally just got in here, like literally we're the first trainer. I don't know how I'd be running out of steam. I guess I was supposed to like do the puzzle first. Anyway, this guy's a pretty cool trainer apparently. Cool trainer male? Cool trainer male or female? Wait. Cool trainer female. Yeah, you'd think I know these signs by now. You'd think after like looking at the Pokemon, all these Pokemon with like the same genders, like you get Pokemon in future games, they may not have it in these games, but in future games they do have those gender signs. So you'd think by now I would know the difference between the male and female gender sign, but sometimes I just get tripped up by it. Still, I manage to get tripped up by it every once in a while. But yeah, we're gonna basically be beating Giovanni's gym today, if all goes well, hopefully. Knock on wood. And that starts, obviously, with fighting this trainer, because we could just skip past this guy, probably. I don't know. Maybe later on we would need to fight him, eventually. Maybe he's blocking the way. For now, he seems pretty skippable, but that's just because I haven't like started doing the actual puzzle yet. Maybe doing the actual puzzle at this gym will force me to interact with him. But I'm actually kind of scared to keep Alice in, because this Gyarados is going for Hydro Pump. And Gyarados isn't known particularly for its special attack, but this is still scary because it's a freaking Gyarados. May not be Gyarados' strong suit special attack, but it is still Gyarados, and Alice's special is good, which means their special not only that their special attack is good, but also their special defense is good in this game, because that split hasn't happened yet, where it's special attack and special defense. It's just sort of special in this game. So since that split hasn't happened yet, their good special attack also means that they have good special defense in this game, which means that they are less of a glass cannon than in future games. But I still am worried about Haunter's abilities to take a Hydro Pump from a Gyarados, and that is why I switched into Carly, and Carly seemed to be able to take it out pretty well. So, good job, Carly. Alice gained a level, even though Alice didn't really do anything, and Carly gained a level too. Teamwork, right? Like, everyone gets levels. Everyone who was involved. Wonderful. So, basically in the last episode, while I was on my way back to Pallet Town from Cinnabar Island, I was talking about the Mega Mushroom and how it is, like, a really not interesting power-up. What is happening here? Oh, okay. Huh. Something went wrong for a second, but we're all good now. If y'all heard that's, like, for some reason my inputs weren't registering and the music just freaked out for a second. I'm sure you heard that. I don't know what happened there, but we're all good now. I ran out of gas. But, do you want Alice in front? Alice, I feel like, has a decent amount of health. I am worried about the whole glass cannon thing. Roar, I'm working myself into a rage. But they are, like, not even at half health yet. So I think we're fine. Below half health, I might want to get them out of the front, because we are getting to a point where the levels are starting to get kind of high. Like, we still have, like, a level advantage when it comes to the Pokemon we're fighting. But they are starting to get higher, to the point where it's kind of worrying if they send out, like, fully evolved Pokemon. Like, Coughing, I'm not worried about, but yeah, Machamp, that's worrying. At least it would be if I wasn't a Ghost type. Me being Ghost type kind of takes away from the worry. But, like, if it was a level 40 Machamp against pretty much any other Pokemon, then I might be a little bit more worried. It's like, I fought tons of Machamp before in this series. And, like, yes, we still have a level advantage over it, and quite a big one with most of our Pokemon, if not all of them. But, like, it is still a level 40 Machamp, so while we may be over-leveled compared to it, it is still pretty high level, to the point where I feel like I have a right to be worried in this situation, if I don't have a Pokemon that's just immune to its fighting type attacks, which I do, which is great, since it means I don't have to worry, but otherwise I would be pretty worried, and I feel like that I would have good reason for being that way. But anyway, in the last episode, during my trip from Cinnabar to Pallet, during my trip from Cinnabar to Pallet, hold on, all these trainers can't get a word in between all these fights. Pokemon and I, we make wonderful music together. That's great, good for you. Glad your Pokemon join you in your occupation. Do you make music with a whip? It's interesting. Interesting, musical instrument you use there. But basically, on my trip from Cinnabar back to Pallet, I was talking about the Mega Mushroom, and how it sucks as, like, a power-up in terms of use. But, like, how it is used, like, practicality? Like, practical usage? And also, as well as just in how interesting it is. You are in perfect harmony. So what I'm saying is that what I said during the episode is basically that it is not only not that useful, but also it is just not that cool. It's not that interesting. Because we've had power-ups that give invincibility before, like the Mega Mushroom does, and the Mega Mushroom just doesn't give the same dopamine rush that those power-ups do. And the truly talented win with style. But, not only that, it's just like, it is actually much better, really, than the Superstar and the Metal Cap, which were the previous invincibility power-ups that had been in Mario games prior to the Mega Mushroom. And you may think, like, oh, Superstar and Metal Cap make you invincible. Like, how are they not broken? But, like, if it's Superstar and Metal Cap, both have, like, shouldn't say they have disadvantages. Metal Cap kinda does, maybe Metal Cap does, I don't really know. I lost my grip. When I played Super Mario 64, I never actually used the Metal Cap. I beat the entire game without getting Metal Cap or Vanish Cap, which I think is wacky for a first playthrough, but I just didn't know how to do it and didn't care to look it up, so I went through the entire game without getting either of those caps. And the Karate King, your fate rests with me. And I feel like a lot of people do get them, just so they can do like all the Big Boo stuff, like that Big Boo's Haunt. I feel like a lot of people get the Vanish Cap for that level, but I really did not care to, so I got basically no stars in Big Boo's Haunt. I don't think I got a single star in Big Boo's Haunt, and I don't think you need Vanish Cap for all the stars in that level. I think there are stars in that level you can get without Vanish Cap. Heck, maybe you only need Vanish Cap for like 1 or 2 of them, but I couldn't find any stars to get in Big Boo's Haunt, like straight up none. I'm sure if I tried really hard, I could have gotten like a 100-point star, but that place was just like, there were just a number of rooms that I couldn't figure out how to get to in that place, so overall I just like wandered around for about a half an hour and said I can't find any stars, didn't want to look it up, and so I just didn't get any stars at Big Boo's Haunt. Like the only places I could find where I could possibly get stars, I needed the Vanish Cap to get to those, I think. So, or maybe Metal Cap, I don't know. Either way, I needed something that I didn't have. And so I was just like, you know what, heck this, I'm gonna do any other level besides this. And it got to a point where I was like backtracking for stars, because I needed to hit that 70-star requirement to fight the final boss, and, you know, to get past like the endless stairs. And so I was going back through the levels, and I'm like, I haven't gotten any stars in Big Boo's Haunt. Maybe I should look up, like, just how to get, like, 1 or 2, because I don't need that many more stars. And I've gotten a lot of stars in, like, other places, but I haven't even touched Big Boo's Haunt. I might need to get a star from Big Boo's Haunt at this point. At least 1. But I was able to find other stars elsewhere, and I just did not touch Big Boo's Haunt. Did not get Vanish Cap. Did not get Metal Cap. And I like to think that makes my playthrough a little bit more interesting, because I don't know how many people in their first playthrough of Super Mario 64 got Metal Cap, but I'm sure a lot of people got Vanish Cap, because Big Boo's Haunt is just such a cool level, like, in terms of like, aesthetically such a cool level. I feel like it attracts people's attention to the point where they're gonna want to get Vanish Cap just so they can do, like, all the Big Boo's Haunt stuff, because it's really interesting. It's like, there's a lot of repeated aesthetics from, like, previous games in Super Mario 64. And there's a lot of, like, really simple level designs. Like, you have Whomp's Fortress, which is just like a stone fortress. You have, like, just, Snowman's Land, which is just like an ice world. Or, Cool Mountain, which is also an ice world. And it's like a mountain world as well. You got Bob-omb Battlefield, which is a twist on a typical grassland, but now it is a war zone. And like, that's cool and all, like, it's a cool twist, but it's still like a war zone. It is a cool twist on the formula, but it is, it is a cool twist on the formula. It is a cool twist, but it is still a grassland, is what I meant to say. Not a war zone, but it is a war zone. It is a cool twist on the formula, but it is still a grassland, which is very typical of the first level of Mario. Your Pokemon will cower at the crack of my whip. Oh, does this guy actually have a whip? Let's see, let's observe the trainer sprite. Does he actually have a whip? Yes, he does. Is that consistent? Do they keep the same sprites? I think they do, actually, now that I think about it. So then that person who was talking about, like, making music was supposed to have a whip. That was supposed to be their musical instrument, huh? That wasn't even the work of the randomizer. That just didn't make much sense. But anyway, as I was saying, I think that makes my playthrough a little bit more interesting, because I like to think a lot of people, while playing through Super Mario 64, did do at least some of Big Boo's Haunt, if not all of it, because I feel like Big Boo's Haunt attracts a lot of attention, because there are all these, like, basic ideas for levels, where it's like, desert level, grassland level, mountain level, ice level, and so a haunted mansion full of, like, puzzles and, ghosts and, like, freaking carousel that spins round and round with a giant ghost trying to kill you, like a piano that wants to eat you. I feel like there's a lot of cool, interesting things that attract people's attention in Big Boo's Haunt, which makes people want to get lots of stars there, but I didn't even touch the place. Youch! Whiplash! So I like to think between not touching Big Boo's Haunt and not getting the Metal Cap, not getting the Vanish Cap either, it makes my playthrough a little bit more interesting than everyone else's was. Everyone else's first playthrough of Super Mario 64 might have been. Karate is the ultimate form of martial arts. So please tell me in the comments, by all means, like, what was your first playthrough of Mario 64 like? Did you get Vanish Cap? Did you get Metal Cap? Because I feel like a lot more people got Vanish Cap than Metal Cap. Just because I think that Vanish Cap is way cooler inherently. Like, both do make you invincible, I think. I don't know, I've never gotten either. But I feel like Vanish Cap would make you invincible. Like, if you could walk through walls, it stands to reason that you could walk through enemies, too. Like, Metal Cap definitely makes you invincible, I know that. It even gives you, like, the invincibility music, and it's, like, different invincibility music than the star music. It's like the Meanwhile, like, Superstar music is like which I think is actually the music they use for when you're riding a shell in Super Mario 64, which is interesting. Acho! Did he mean Achu? Or... because that's a weird way of spelling Achu, if he meant Achu. I don't think you're supposed to go this way, because I went down this path, this corridor before, and the fact that I came from there means I probably don't want to go there. There are just a lot of trainers in this place, which is good, because I want to get as much XP as possible before I go and fight the gym leader. But it's also a little bit scary to be fighting them all. Like, I want to fight them all to get a decent amount of XP before I fight the gym leader, but it's also kind of scary to do so, because the levels are starting to rise. Viridian Gym was closed for a long time, but now our leader is back. Oh, I wonder who his leader is. It's Giovanni. Spoiler alert, it's Giovanni, guys. That's why he's been gone for a while, is because he's the leader of Team Rocket. He's been busy leading a criminal organization. I don't know if, like... so what's the deal with that? Do the members of this gym know the head of their gym is the leader of a criminal organization? Are they just, like, accomplices? Do they know that they are, like, accomplices to crime? Do they know that they are, like, harboring a a criminal mastermind in this gym? Do they know they're working for a criminal as members of his gym, or are they just, like, completely oblivious to the fact that the gym leader is a criminal mastermind? Because if they don't have no idea, then Giovanni's got to be really good at hiding it. I feel like if people actually knew that he was a criminal mastermind, they wouldn't let him run a gym. Like, I feel like Officer Jenny would have this guy arrested instantly. But then again, there is no Officer Jenny in the video games. That stinks. Why is there no Officer Jenny in the video games? There's Nurse Joy in the video games. Why is Officer Jenny not in the video games? I was beaten, and I get that, like, Pokemon anime came out after the games, after the first games. So, like, Nurse Joy was in the first games, and so that they weren't introduced in the anime, but Officer Jenny was. So, the only reason why Nurse Joy is in both the games and the anime is because they were in the games first, and then they were also introduced in the anime. And I get that, but they could have introduced Officer Jenny in the anime, and then put her in the games as well after that, like future games. Pokemon League, you don't get cocky. I don't know, man, I'm doing pretty darn good. And, oh, here's the gym leader. This did not take nearly as long as I thought it would. I honestly remember there being a lot more trainers in this place. And I could heal right now. Should I heal right now? Heck it, content. Fwahaha, this is my hideout. I thought Team Rocket Hideout was your hideout. I plan to resurrect Team Rocket here. But you have caught me again. So be it. This time, I'm not holding back. Once more, you shall face Giovanni, the greatest trainer. If you're the greatest trainer, how come you're not the champion? How come you're not, like, in the Pokemon League at all? See, Scarlet wants to battle. You said I was facing the greatest gym leader. Said I was facing the greatest trainer, Giovanni, but your name is actually Scarlet. So now you're sending me mixed messages here, Scarlet. But anyway, you may think that Superstar and Metal Cap are both broken because they both give you invincibility, but like not necessarily. There aren't really drawbacks, unless I'm mistaken. Because part of me wants to say, well, you're made of metal with the Metal Cap, so I'd imagine you can't jump as high, but I don't know that for sure. And it is an old game, Super Mario 64, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just didn't think that far into it, if they just didn't put that much thought into it, or if they did want to make it so you didn't jump as high, but they just didn't have, like, the storage for that code or whatever, because, like, old game cartridges couldn't store all that much stuff. And like, making the first ever 3D game, I can already imagine wasn't very, like, they didn't really know how to, effectively use the storage on a cartridge to store, like, the content of a 3D game yet. I'd imagine that as time went on, it became easier for them to learn how to store 3D games on cartridges, because I'd imagine storing 3D games on cartridges is quite different from storing 2D games on cartridges. So I'd imagine they had more of an issue storing 3D games on cartridges back in the day than they did with 2D games. So I'd imagine that the first 3D games, some of the first 3D games, like Super Mario 64, to be stored on cartridges. At least, yeah, it was, I would say, one of the first 3D games. Obviously there were, like, pseudo 3D things for, like, the Super Nintendo earlier on, and I think that some companies might have done 3D before Super Mario 64 did it, but I still think that Super Mario 64 was probably, like, one of the first real 3D games. So yeah, I'd say that it's logical for me to assume that they would have, like, storage issues with Super Mario 64 in terms of, like, fitting everything on the cartridge, because they just weren't accustomed to making it so they just didn't really have that much of a good idea of how to make it so 3D games fit on cartridges yet, effectively. And I think over time they must have learned, like, how to more effectively store 3D games on cartridges, how to better, like, store the information. But I'd imagine for that first, like, Super Mario 64, there are a lot of things that they could not include, like, and that's not even because they didn't want to, but it's because they just didn't have the storage for it. So maybe they wanted to make metal cap so you couldn't jump as high because he's metal and it would weigh him down being metal, and they just didn't. Or maybe they did, and I just don't know the game that well enough. That is entirely possible. Like I said, I never got the metal cap into my playthrough, so I don't know that for sure. Whether or not you actually get weighed down when you're metal and you can't jump as high. Because that seems logical, but at the same time, it could be like a lack of storage, or they just didn't, that made it so they didn't add that as a feature, or they just didn't add it for game balancing reasons. Regardless, I just don't know. So I'm just gonna go with the assumption that there was no drawback with Metal Cap or Superstar. Anyway, ha! That was a truly intense fight. You have won. As proof, here is the Earth Badge. Thank you, Scarlet. It was decently intense, I agree. Mainly because I didn't heal my team beforehand, and like half my team was at half health going into the battle. I feel like that made it a lot more intense, otherwise you wouldn't really have been that much of a problem, I'm sure. The Earth Badge makes Pokemon of any level obey. It is evidence of your mastery as a Pokemon trainer. With it, you can enter the Pokemon League. It is my gift for your Pokemon League challenge. You do not have space for this. Wonderful! Why does this always happen? I know why this always happens, because of this stupid bag that doesn't fit enough things in it. We could sell a nugget. That would require us to go all the way back to the Pokemon Center just to come back in here. Any TMs that we could use real quick? Fairy Attack. Let's be honest, we're never using that. We can just toss that. We can just toss that crap. We would like to toss one, because that is all that we have. And then we will talk to him again, and he will give us what we... Yeah, I get it. Earth Badge, blah, blah, blah. Just give me the thing. Just give me whatever TM you're about to give me. And is my gift for your Pokemon Challenge. Thank you, sir. I will say, for a criminal mastermind, he's pretty nice. Give me a gift. Oh, Crabhammer. I'm sure that one of his Pokemon had Crabhammer. Otherwise, he wouldn't be giving me the TM. From what I've seen, the TM, while it's supposed to be randomized, tends to be something that someone on their team used. So I don't know if that's like... I'm guessing it's a feature of the randomizer that I just didn't know about. That like when it randomizes the TMs, it's like every other TM in the game is random, but the TM for the gym leader that the gym leader gives you is specifically a TM that they use for a move that they used in their battle. Either that, or I've just been like, it's just been like a wacky coincidence that every single time I've gotten the TM, that was a move that they used in battle with me. But yeah, what is? Hold on a second. What? Wait. Oh, okay. For a second, I couldn't see, like, how long I'd been recording. I forgot where it actually was, the timer. We have, like, a little bit more time before we hit that 25-minute mark, so you know what? I'm gonna go battle, Blue for the final time. Well, not the final time, because, spoiler alert, guys, he's gonna be the champion. I know, crazy, I spoiled you on, like, what is it now? How old is this game? It's 2024. Breaking the fourth wall, guys. Believe it or not, this is recorded in the year that I'm posting it. It's 2024. This game came out in 1996, so I'm spoiling you on a 28-year-old game. Right? 28? I'm not that good at math. What? Alex? What a surprise to see you here! So you're going to the Pokemon League? You collected all the badges too? That's cool. Then I'll whip you, Alex, nope. I'll whip you, Alex, as a warm-up for Pokemon League. Come on! Okay, so, hopefully, for the sake of content, this guy will put up more of a fight than Giovanni did. He has 6 Pokemon, which I don't think Giovanni had, so that's already, looking more promising. Because I don't want to lose, but at the same time, if this guy doesn't pose more of a fight than Giovanni did, then this isn't going to be very entertaining for you guys. Like, I don't want to lose, but I want it to be challenging, because that way it's more entertaining for you, the viewers. But if it's not entertaining, then I can just talk through it. Giovanni did have an Articuno, and I didn't really bring that up, but that would have been kind of scary if we didn't have 2 Pokemon with Fire-type moves. And one of them had Stab on that Fire-type move. Magmar dealt with it pretty swiftly, luckily. Trusty Gerald, been around for a very long time. Gerald at this point is honestly like an elder. I'm really surprised that I haven't lost my starter yet, honestly. I think that I'm so used to like losing my starter quickly in like the Pokemon Ruby randomizer that this playthrough I've been extra sure to I've made extra sure to like be careful with the starter because I do really like Andrew. I'm gonna knock on wood real quick. We will not lose the starter. We will not lose the starter. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna go with the assumption that neither the Superstar nor the Metal Cap actually had drawbacks, and they are just invincibility. But they are not, and you may be saying, invincibility with no drawbacks sounds pretty broken to me. But really, the Superstar and the Metal Cap aren't necessarily broken. They're not really OP as much as they're pretty balanced because you like run out of time pretty fast, and you can still die by like falling into pits and things that like insta-kill you. Like normal enemies that do like 1 damage to you, like knock off a power-up or something, like return you to regular Mario when you have a Super Mushroom, or like return you to, or like in future games where Mario can take like 2 hits before becoming regular Mario when he has like a power-up that's better than the Super Mushroom. Like if you get hit with a Fire Flower in future games, not like the old games, then you'll go back to Super Mario. So yeah, obviously you won't get killed by that from when you have invincibility. You won't get hurt by that at all. But you will, okay, Oliver is taking some damage here, and I'd like to save my potions. So I could just heal Oliver here. Who could take hits from this? See, that is a not very effective attack they're going for, and it's already doing that much damage. I feel like as much as I want to save potions, for the sake of saying I saved potions, I really don't need to, because I have so much money. Hyper potions, we have 4. We're not in danger of running out in this battle. I probably should have bought more before coming in here, but I don't know, I was just cocky, I guess, and didn't feel like checking. Ever since I've gotten, like, sort of over-leveled, I have been getting more cocky, but I think that now is just as good a time as any to not be cocky, because we're getting to Victory Road. We're right next to it at this point. This one battle is the one thing standing between us and Victory Road at this point. What's his last Pokemon? It's a Mewtwo! Of course it is! Because we haven't seen enough of those this playthrough. Who is going to be able to take out this Mewtwo that is of pretty equal level to us? Let's see. In any other game, I was going to say Alice would be our go-to, but they are poison type still, so Ghost type super effectiveness on Mewtwo doesn't really help us because they're also super effective on us, and Mewtwo is probably going to outspeed because all of Mewtwo's stats are busted. I guess your special is sky high. Mewtwo's special is sky high, so I guess the best way to go would be physical. I want to hand it over to Andrew because Andrew is our trusty starter. Oh my gosh, it's level 53. We might just be screwed. I'm glad that I have Hyper Potions, because by the looks of it, I'm gonna need them. Oh my gosh. Good thing that was a crit. If that wasn't a crit, I would be panicking so much more right now. Mind you, still panicking, looking at the damage that strength did, that stab strength from my Raticate. All this playthrough, I've been saying about how, like, crazy powerful, stab normal type moves are on Raticate. And how much I love Raticate, how broken Raticate is. And, they did that much damage with one, and we did that little damage to Mewtwo. And that is not even psychic, that is just confusion. That is just how much damage confusion does. That wasn't a crit. Unlike the Swift, that was not a crit. So we might just be kinda screwed, unfortunately. I think that, honestly, I should be taking the easy way out here. We have Polly. Polly is a Psychic type. Psychic type moves are not very effective on them. Psychic types resist Psychic type moves. So I think that I'm making this a lot more complicated when it needs to be, when in reality I should just be switching to Polly and going for the Mega Punches. Because Psychic is good like, obviously Stab Psychic is good, because Psychic is just high power. And, our Mew is gonna be hitting hard with that. But they will also hit pretty hard with Mega Punch, because their, physical attack should be just as good as their special. And the good thing is that even though Mewtwo might be able to theoretically hit us harder with, Stab Psychic than it would be able to with Swift, it's still not going for it, because it's just seeing, like, not very effective, and so it doesn't want to go, and so the AI is saying don't go for that, even though it would probably be the better move, because just, like, Stab Psychic on Mewtwo is so strong. But I know you have Psychic, I have Psychic, I'm a Mew, and I'm like 3 levels below you, so you have to have Psychic. I don't know why he's not going for it, but I'm glad he's not going for it, because that'd be incredibly scary. I mean, I know why he's not going for it on Mew, but I don't know why he wasn't going for it on Raticate, because he probably could have one-shot my Raticate, judging by how much damage that confusion did. I was expecting the Mewtwo to be, like, evenly leveled with us, maybe slightly below. It was 3 levels above us. That's terrifying. But we got through. What? I was just careless. Yeah, honestly, you could have just used the Psychic and probably wiped me out. That loosened me up. I'm ready for Pokemon League. Alex, you need more practice. But hey, you know that. I'm out of here. Smell you later. And there he goes, off to the Pokemon League. We will be seeing him again, guys. Trust me. But yeah, you may be thinking like that. But yeah, the thing is that the invincibility, the Superstar, and the Metal Cap both have that drawback of insta-kill things such as poison, lava, and endless abysses, as well as squishing, still being able to kill you. And and so they're not like super busted because since they're not super busted, also they have a time limit. And while the Mega Mushroom also has a time limit attached to it, it is way more busted than the Superstar and Metal Cap are, because the Mega Mushroom, squishing no longer kills you unless it gets you like... Squishing no longer kills you, it just returns you back into like regular Super Mario form, because... And if you are... Mind you, if when it returns you back into regular Super Mario form, you are able to be... You are still in a spot where you're going to be squished, it will squish you. But like there is a chance that when you're getting squished, with the Mega Mushroom, you're just getting squished because you're really big, and in that case, oh, that is the Boulder Badge. Go right ahead. And in that case, you will just, hold on. There's gonna be a bunch of people checking my badges. You can pass here only if you have the Cascade Badge. Oh, that is the Cascade Badge. Okay then, please, go right ahead. But, yeah, basically, if you have, if you are getting squished just because you are big and the Mega Mushroom is making you big enough to the point where you get squished by things that normally wouldn't squish you, like if it's squishing a part of you that is, like, there because you're bigger, then you will simply shrink back to normal Super Mario, and then obviously you won't be as big, so you'll no longer be getting squished by that. You can pass here only if you have the Thunder Badge. Oh, that is the Thunder Badge. Okay then, please, go right ahead. So really when you're getting squished with the Mega Mushroom, as long as it's not squishing you in, like, the stomach, then you're just gonna turn back to Super Mario and be fine. Regular Super Mario and be fine. Because, like, if it's squishing you at the head, if it's squishing your head, then you'll just turn it back into regular Super Mario, and then it'll just be, like, squishing above you, because then you'll no longer be that tall. You can pass here, only if you have the Rainbow Badge. Oh, that is the Rainbow Badge. Like, your head will be much lower down because you'll be small again. Okay then, please, go right ahead. And then if it squashes your legs, obviously you will transform back into Super Mario, and then the squashing will be happening above you because you won't be that tall, so your legs will no longer be down there. Sorry, it will be happening below you, because you won't be that tall, so your legs will not be down there anymore. But yeah, that's the thing, is that they can just gotta... If you're getting squished with the Mega Mushroom, it's just gonna turn you back into Super Mario, and there's a high chance, into normal Super Mario, and there's a high chance that since you're so much bigger with the Mega Mushroom, that you'll no longer be getting squished while you're just regular Super Mario because you're not nearly as big, so you wouldn't be in as many places simultaneously that could squish you. You can pass here only if you have the soul badge. Oh, that is the soul badge. Yes. Okay then, please, go right ahead. And then the other thing about the Mega Mushroom is that makes it more busted. It makes it busted. I shouldn't say more busted. That implies that the invincibility, the Superstar, I shouldn't keep calling it the Invincibility Star, that's not what it's called. Invincibility Leaf is what the invincibility, well, the leaf that makes you invincible is called. But it's not called the Invincibility Star, it's called the Superstar. Anyway, you can pass this place only if you have the Marsh Badge. Oh, that is the Marsh Badge. Okay, so basically we're almost done here with them checking all my badges, and then I'll end off the episode. Okay then, please, go right ahead. Once we get past all these guards, checking all the badges, and once we're officially on, like, Victory Road, because I'm sure this counts as Victory Road, but it's not, like, really Victory Road, like, we're not in the cave yet, then I'll end off the episode. But the other thing that makes the Mega Mushroom so much more powerful than the Superstar and the Metal Cap, you can pass here only if you have the Volcano Badge. Oh, that is the Volcano Badge. Okay, then please go right ahead. The other thing that makes it so much more powerful than the Superstar and the Metal Cap is that, to the point where it is considered broken in my eyes, while the Superstar and Metal Cap are not, is that, the Mega Mushroom making you bigger, means that one of the things that is a danger to you, when you have the other power-ups of the Superstar and the Metal Cap, which would be falling into pits of nothingness that kills you, or poison, or lava, that do those insta-kills when you fall into them, are no longer that much of an issue, because you are so big that it's harder for you to fall into them, because those pits would need to be bigger for you to fall into them. You can pass here only if you have the Earth Badge. Oh, that is the Earth Badge. Yes, we got that in today's episode. Okay then, please go right ahead. And here we are, Victory Road Gate to the Pokemon League. So obviously, if less pits can kill you, then you have less likelihood of actually dying to pits, and therefore, in that sense, the Mega Mushroom is much more powerful than the invincibility, I shouldn't say, keep saying Invincibility Star, than the Superstar or Metal Cap are. And, to the point where, so that like lack of being able to fall into holes that might insta-kill you, and also that lack of being able to be squished, so that, lack of being able to easily fall into, holes that insta-kill you, or that lack of being able to get squished easily, make the Mega Mushroom broken in my eyes, while the Superstar and Metal Cap are not. But, anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Did not mean to run into this Pokemon. I will start the next episode by catching it, I hope, if I remember. Let's see if I have any Pokeballs, actually, to do that. If not, I'll just, like, kill it, I guess. Do we actually have no Pokeballs? We have Great Balls. Are we catching a Dragonite with Great Balls? No, probably not. I'll just kill it. Whatever. I mean, already trying to catch a Pokemon, like, this late into the game with Great Balls, with just Great Balls, is, like... Oh, and only 4 of them, too, is, like, crazy. But the fact that it's a Dragonite, too, is, like, even wackier. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, EV Clan. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Alex Espion, signing off.